Hello and welcome to a very special Beer Hawk video. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the inaugural Low and No Club case. Very exciting.
It is exciting, yeah. As many viewers will know, we actually started a business called Beer Mods, the UK's first beer subscription service, and still the best, I hasten to add.
Correct.
And for many years, our subscribers have asked us if we can do a low and no version. So here we are.
Yeah, that's right. So as Matt said, this is our very first low and no alcohol subscription. You will get 8 beers a month for £20 delivered. Absolute bargain, yeah. All of the beers are under 0.5% alcohol. Every month we will do a lovely little unboxing video for you. We'll take you through all the beers in the case. In your case of beers, you will also have a little scorecard where you can score all your beers out of 10, drop your notes in there, etc, etc. What we'd love for you to do then is to share those scorecards with us online, so on all of our socials, at Beerhawk on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and everyone that does that will go in the hat to win their next month's case for completely nothing. Free beer. Easy. Easy. But yeah, so we are going to be doing these videos every month. We will take you through the beers in your case. What I should say is every month you'll get sent 8 different beers, so we're never going to feature the same beer twice. We'll feature beers from some of the same breweries, but we'll never feature the same beer twice. All of them will be below 0.5%. And it's quite interesting because low alcohol beers have always had a bit of a bad rap, but more recently, I'm going to say the last 2-3 years, the craft brewers have got involved, and actually the standard has really shot up, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's really good gathering momentum, right? There's a few things behind that. I think firstly, it's what consumers want, what the people want. People just are living healthier lifestyles. They like low and no beers in the fridge, either as an option. You might have liked drinking several beers a week, and you just sort of tone down a bit and have 2 or 3 low and no options. Or people just going dry completely, and we're seeing a lot of that as well. And then I think the brewers are doing more and more to meet that demand. There's lots of technological advances in beer, and we'll talk about that over the coming months, that mean low and no alcohol has got so much better. But it definitely has. And if we wanted to launch this service 3 years ago, we could probably run it for about 2 months, and we would have run out of beers to feature. But now we're at a point where every British brewer worth its salt has got a low and no option in its roster.
Yep.
And I can't wait to start working my way through them.
Good. So without further ado, we should probably tell you what's in February's box. So we've started this in case you're coming to the club late and you're catching up on all these videos, which you may be doing, this is February is our very first case. Dry January has just come to an end, which a lot of you might have been partaking in. But yeah, this is February's case. So we have 8 beers, and the first one on my right hand side is Veltin's Pilsner alcohol free. So we wanted a lager in the box. No better brewery, country of origin brewery to do it than German brewery. One of Germany's favourite breweries, actually, Veltin's, been around since the 1800s, I believe. And this is their completely alcohol-free Pilsner, so this is 0.0% lager. First beer up.
Look, it's a low alcohol version of the European classic. We're seeing more and more Veltin's Pilsner over here. Anyone's tried it. The Germans don't make bad lager, really.
Exactly.
Those classic European German breweries. So yeah, this is a great low alcohol version of that.
Good. Next up, we have Stiegel's Free Beer. Again, so this is a Austrian brewery based in Salzburg, Austria's biggest brewery, I believe. And this very beer, actually got voted Europe's best alcohol-free beer. It's highly regarded as that.
That doesn't surprise me. I love Stiegel. It's a Kolschbier, the normal version, an absolute classic. Just absolutely lovely stuff. And this is their low-alc version of it. And I think with those brands like Veltins and Stiegel, what you're really looking for is to recreate the original version.
Yeah.
And these both get close to that, and that's close enough for me because they're both amazing beers. So yeah, really true, I think, to the original, but without a headache.
Cool. So that is our European contingent for the first month's box covered. Next off, we have probably my personal favourite in the case this month, which is 05 from Thornbridge. Everybody knows about Thornbridge. If you don't, get to know about Thornbridge. But this beer is actually an evolution of one of the best low-out beers I've ever had, which was Big Easy by Thornbridge, which they've actually stopped making. And this has come out instead, 05, so this is their evolution on that. It's pale ale. It tastes like a pale ale, but it's got no alcohol in it. Like, that's the best compliment you can give to these beers, you know.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. And again, Thornbridge don't mess about. Like Rob Lovett, the head brewer there, is like the biggest stick of the quality I've ever met. Spent 5 minutes talking to him and like bamboozled in technical terms, and you know, he loves beer and he wouldn't put out anything rubbish. And this is certainly not that. It's my go-to low-up beer, if I'm honest. Like that beer that I've got in the house that I just want if it's low out, is this one. I love it. It's got, like you said, it's got even some of that bitterness.
Well, it's packed with American hops. So.
It's got tons of hops. Just really, really great beer.
Good. Next up, beer number 4, we have Ilkley's Virgin Mary.
Yeah.
So West Yorkshire Brewery, Ilkley, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and this is just a bit more gentle. So if you like a sort of more traditional pale, then Thornbridge is more modern ones, but still really good, really drinkable.
And still hop to the max. So it's got a US and New Zealand hops in it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, lots of brewers say that it's definitely more gentle than Thornbridge.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't say that in a bad way at all. I mean it in a good way.
Good stuff. Moving on, very exciting this one. So this is Laser Crush from Beavertown. Again, I'm sure most people will know or have heard of Beavertown over the last 9 years, I believe. Sorry, I put that front and centre. But this is their brand new alcohol-free option. Came out at the start of the year. This is the definition of a juicy banger in alcohol-free terms.
It's fruit juice, really, isn't it? It's delicious. I think this is more playful.
Yeah.
Like the low alcohol spectrum. I don't think it's not like a recreation of a pale ale. It tastes a bit like beer in that it's super hoppy, super fruity. But doesn't taste like a normal Beavertown pale ale, and that's not a bad thing at all. We both really liked it.
Yeah, I think this one's interesting because what it does compared to the rest of the beers in February's case is this is almost tackling that new wave of IPA and pale ale that's coming out where they're looking for hazy, soft, like almost no bitterness.
Yeah.
And I think out of all the beer styles to master in an alcohol-free form, that's going to be a very hard one to do because they almost taste like fruit juice already.
Yeah.
You know?
None of the alcoholic functions.
Exactly, yeah. So a really difficult style to replicate, but I think if anyone's going to pull it off, it's Beavertown. And I have had this a couple of times, and it is good. Good stuff. Right, next up we have Infinite Session. Been around for a few years, Infinite Session, I believe. They formed at the end of 18, early 19. But they are a completely alcohol-free, dedicated brewery.
Yeah, and if you walk down the supermarket aisle at Tesco, you probably walked past it. They've done a great job of getting in a lot of places quickly, and I absolutely don't think that should rule us out of featuring it. You know, sometimes people say, "Oh, you know what you do featuring beers that you can get in supermarkets." The point is, a lot of these beers that we feature in our normal beer box club and in this club, you may have seen in the supermarkets, but walk straight past it. So our job is to put it in front of you. And I think this is just like a little banger, really. Yeah,
these guys, because it's all they do, it has to be good.
Yeah,
they have nowhere to hide, or else they wouldn't exist, right?
Yeah,
and I think they've been sort of carrying the torch for Out Free for a few years, and probably are an inspiration to a lot of the rest of the beers we see on the table. So you've got to give them a chance. But this is an American pale ale, so slightly more bitter, transparent, translucent in colour, pouring a little more of a dark amber. But yeah, very good beer, and we're excited to see what you think of that one. Cool, so next up we have Adnan's Ghost Ship.
this is actually my favourite in the box.
Yeah.
There's something about it. They've somehow recreated that like bitterness and slight like harshness that you get from alcohol, and I don't quite know how they've done it, and I don't think I've quite experienced that in another alcohol-free beer like I've had in this one.
So, do you want to know the interesting backstory behind this Ghost Ship 0.5? They call it. So, Adnams have recently invested in a de-alcoholizer. So it's a reverse osmosis plant which allows the team to brew Ghost Ship at 4.5% and then just take the alcohol out of it. So it's the same beer. It's not like a brewery would, create an alcohol-free beer, stick it in a bottle or can. This is Ghost Ship, and then they just remove the alcohol. And they say that because of that, the malt still comes through, and that like fuller aroma and flavour that a lot of alcohol-free beers and breweries have strived for, and sometimes fallen a little bit short. So yeah, that'll be why.
Clever little sausages.
Yeah, I know, but it is.
It's worked, honestly.
Yeah.
There's something about it that I couldn't quite put my finger on.
And it's just a classic, right? I think a lot of people will have had Ghost Ship by Adnams, so you can make that distinction yourselves. Does it stand up to the original? We think it does, but we'd love to know what you think.
If I could only drink one low alc beer for the rest of my time, at the moment we're only 1 month in, I would pick that one.
Good. High praise indeed. Cool. And then finally we have Weished from Harvesting. So this is our dark beer in this month's box.
You don't see a lot of low alc beers.
You don't. And this is a particularly good one. So obviously Harvesting based in Scotland, probably the third oldest brewery in the box, founded in 86. But this is sort of like a dark ruby ale. Their description is sweet biscuit and dried fruit. And it was a real challenge for them to brew, they say, but they wanted to create a non-alcoholic beer that was fuller in flavour and a dark beer that not a lot of people do. So they're saying it's fruity, it's spicy, and it's still packed with hops, so you're still going to get a little bit in this from there and stuff as well.
You know what? I've not even tried it yet. So, like the rest of our wonderful early adopters of this brilliant little beer club, this low alc beer club, I'm going to be trying it with you this month.
Good stuff. So there you have it, guys. That is.
I'll be scoring it.
Yes, there you have it. And I'm gonna cover all that now. But that is February's case. As Matt said, you were the first to get your hands on this case, and we will not forget you.
You were here at the beginning.
Exactly. But yeah, like we're really looking forward to exploring the world of low alcohol beers every month with you guys. You can expect a video like this from us every month as the lineup changes. It's going to be a real adventure.
Yeah, and if you know any brilliant low and no alcohol beers that we should be featuring, tell us. We usually find new beers by either speaking to the breweries, reading about it like on blogs. But our favourite way to get recommendations and to find new beers is always via you guys. And if we end up featuring it in our low and no alcohol beer club and we haven't come across it already, we'll give you a free case of it. So get recommendations coming in.
Yeah, definitely worth doing. So that is going to wrap us up. We will be back next month for March's case, and remember, please do score these beers out of 10, share them with us on the socials, and there's a free case in it for someone. Until next month, cheers.
Cheers.